Hello, it's Ria coming to you live from my bedroom. So, today we're going to talk about chapter 17, which is group and decision making. First off, I would love to say that I freaking loved this. This chapter was so much fun learning. I mean, it's always fun in class, but I just enjoyed learning. What I'm going to be talking about is what is group and decision making. Um, you know, what is a group? Like, what does a group need to do? And the pros and cons of groups. So, a group, according to the textbook, and don't worry, I'm just looking at some notes, is when you're like interacting with people and you're exchanging ideas and you all eventually like conform like a all together like collective identity. And then you have like the characteristics of a group, which is like how you communicate, how you make decisions, different personalities, and how to work with how to work with personalities that don't really clash. And then you have to have instead of having this I identity, you have to have like we as a group. Like, what are we gonna do as a group? And I really enjoyed the I'm pulling up the activity that we did because the whole thing where we were learning how to, how to survive on a boat by ourselves and what that entailed and how it was really interesting that our class most people survived by themselves. However, I noticed that I do survive better with a group, and I think what that exercise taught me, and what I learned in the book is that when you work with other people, you have a more diverse way of looking at things, and that you think about sometimes you think about things that you didn't think about before, like when we were talking about the shaving mirror, and a classmate who was in my group was like, yeah, we need a shaving mirror because alerts people. And I'm like, how the heck does that alert people? Like, no, that's not going on the top of the list. And it wasn't until you explained why the Coast Guard said, I was like, oh, okay, she was right, because I did not even think about that. I just loved how it just forced me to like think outside of my comfort zone, think outside of my box. And I like to think of myself as like a people person, but it just shows that like you need to trust your group members. And it worked out that my group was very like committed and helpful, and we followed the strategy of like, there's a problem, here are the steps to solve it, and we went through each step, and we achieved a lot and we talked it out, and in a productive way. I understand that Bezos' name kind of saw group thinking as a bad thing, but I don't really think that's I could see why it could be a bad thing, especially if your group members don't clash and they're not listening to one another. However, I do think that if all group members go into it with the attitude of, okay, we're here to do X, Y, and Z, let's complete that. You have a person that is going to keep you on track. Sometimes you have a person that's disruptive, and then you have a person that like keeps the peace in the group. So everybody has a role, and I think that all of us together just mesh. So I really, really enjoyed this chapter, and please keep up the good work, because I loved that exercise. It was so much fun, and it was interesting hearing other people's answers as well. Okay, bye.